invented beer, but we've embraced it, mass marketed it, and made it part of our own culture. St. Louis-based Anheuser-Busch is the biggest beer company on the planet. The world's largest brewery is the Adolph Coors plant in Golden, Colorado. And we have arguably the most competitive craft and microbrewery movements anywhere, with more than 2,000 independent brands of beer available today. According to the National Restaurant Association, beer sales rose for the 8th straight year in 2006, and the forecast calls for continued growth over the next several years.
No one's ever going to touch AB or Miller or the big boys like that because their barrelage is enormous and they're worldwide. But the micro scene has flourished enormously as well. And you know, 10 or 12 years ago, microbreweries were predominantly making pale ales. Well, the consumers have been educated, if you will, to what an IPA is, or what a blueberry beer is, or what a imperial stout is, or a strong beer. And so the growth with the micros has been a natural progression from pale ale and light beer all the way to more exotic and more funky craft brews.
We started small with probably about 25, 30 different beers, and it went over very well, and we continue to expand on that every month, and at this point we have over 400 different craft beers, American craft beers and imports, and all of them available as singles, so you can mix up your own six-packs, and we give a discount for that. And most of the customers seem to appreciate that. They can try different beers without having to buy whole six-packs of the different beers.
That's the great thing about the craft beer segment is, you know, if you don't like the Gold Fizzy stuff, or you don't like the dark stuff, there's tons of things in between. You don't have to be one or the other.
And then we brew beers from pales and IPAs, a couple of wheats, a couple of different porters and stouts, and we do that because the American beer drinker loves beer and they like a selection, and we didn't want to get stuck with just one or two.
It's one of the biggest beer bars in the country, one of the 10 largest as far as selection goes. We have over, right now, 112 drafts, and we do a little bit over 500 bottles. We update our menu every single day.
The contemporary brewing scene is fantastic, and I don't think that there is a stronger beer culture anywhere in the world outside of the U.S.
Author Ian Lendler writes that drinking rituals have been going on for thousands of years. Along the way, they've been the catalyst for camaraderie, good times, and karaoke. In other words, as cultures go, drinking's pretty interesting. So tell me what you love about beer, or...
I like that it gets you drunk.
Take them off, take them off. No, not you.
So what?
Do better than that.
I can do better than that.
I can do better than that.
I like the delicate aromas, the flavorful aftertaste, and getting drunk.
Well, I started, as a lot of people did years ago, as a home brewer, about 16 years ago. It was quickly developed into a bit of an obsession, where I was brewing every free day I had, every Saturday and Sunday. Kind of got to the point where I had to throw a party at the end of every month. I moved from bottling my beers to putting them in old soda kegs that I could get from restaurants and bars. And then just so that I constantly had fermenters and kegs available to continue brewing, I'd have a party once a month for my friends with 8 or 10 different beers on draft at a time, all of which I'd made. So it was a lot of fun. And after a couple of years of listening to my friends say that I should get a job doing it, I took them up on the idea.
brewing beer or going to class. That was pretty much all I did during my college years in Flagstaff. And basically what I say is, hobby turned passion turned obsession is sort of where it went.
Everything. I love the process. I love the people who make the beer. I love the end result.
Love socializing with it.
Yeah, I love people who drink beer. Love the social aspects of it. Everything. Couldn't put it on one thing. I just love everything about it.
I mean, I like beer, and I think beer and the society around it. And it's a social beverage. It's interaction. So for me, it's festivals, events. It's our tour room. It's getting together with friends and having a great beer. So, that's what drew it to me was the social elements of it, and then the actual beer itself, and what a great thing it is to drink.
But regardless of the reason they come in here, people leave educated, they leave happy. Because we want to talk to them not just about what makes our beer great, but what makes beer great in general. Something that we take a lot of pride in. We're passionate about this stuff. And I think when people leave, they take a little bit of that with them as well.
There's not a lot of money to be made in craft beer. It's about hard and really kind of doing it right. And in the last 20 years, the people who stuck it out are really making outstanding products. Their beers are excellent. And again, they're in it for the creative element of it and really trying to offer something unique to people and really believing in it. This industry is amazing to be part of. It's neat, and the combination of being a very young part of what is a very old and ancient tradition. There's that neat sort of juxtaposition between the two that I kind of get off on. It's nice.
Craft beer drinkers rock. They're so nice, and it really makes you just proud to want to be part of the community.
People telling you how good the beer is, how much they enjoy the beer. It just makes you feel good and know that you're at least doing something good, making people happy. So.
And where we've come to this point in such a short period of time, over a course of say 25 or 30 years, it's kind of an amazing thing. People expect a little bit more flavor now. So when you go to a party, people, a little bit like the wine list, people stop and think, well, what kind of person do I want to be perceived as? Do I want to be the guy who just brings a 6-pack of Budweiser? Or do I want to be the guy who brings a 12-pack of Sam Adams Winter?
We weren't just like a couple guys drinking beers anymore. We were like, well, let's really think about this. Let's start promoting it. Let's start, getting other people involved with talking about good beer. And I guess Respect Beer kind of stemmed from that. The whole point of like drinking better, drinking less, drinking in moderation. Yeah, appreciating it. Just don't drink it. We all like to just drink beer, but while you're doing it, look at it, smell it. Think about it. Think about the flavors. Like I said, the whole moderation part comes into that too, that we all love the social lubricant sort of factors of beer and getting our buzz on, but show some moderation, respect beer. I mean, it means a lot of different things to us.
If things have been made for many millennia in human culture, I think that shows that there is a rightness about it. There is something that fits.
I don't believe that there's such a person as somebody who doesn't like beer. That they just have not found the beer that they yet enjoy.
So beer culture in America is something that continues to evolve. You still have a lot of people who are new to it. You still get a lot of people who start off drinking whatever the lightest beer is that a brewery has to offer, and then they try their amber, and then they're drinking the pale ale and the porter, and then they want to know what else there is, and they get excited to try, the Belgian ale that's on, and the more interested you are in theory, the more questions you start to ask, and the more educated you become, and from there your palate and your brain just want more and new experiences. So I don't think we'll be running out anytime soon.